Lewis Hamilton just said one sentence, and it exposed Ferrari completely. Are we racing each other, or are we racing them? That's not frustration. That's a warning. Because Ferrari brought the biggest upgrade package in Miami and still finished 6th and 7th, losing time fighting themselves instead of the competition. And if that keeps happening, they're not just losing races. They're throwing away the entire season. At the start, it didn't look like a disaster. It looked like opportunity. Ferrari was right there. Leclerc fighting at the front, aggressive, confident, pushing into corners like the car finally had something to prove. For a few laps, it worked. The pace was real. The car felt alive. And for the first time in a while, Ferrari looked like they belonged in that fight. But then, something changed. Not suddenly, not dramatically, just enough to go unnoticed at first. Lap after lap, the balance started to shift. The grip wasn't the same. The confidence faded. And while the leaders kept building rhythm, Ferrari started losing it. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Because this wasn't just about the car. This is where Hamilton enters the story. Behind Leclerc, faster in that moment, waiting, watching, knowing exactly what needed to happen next. A simple call from the pit wall. Let him through. Go after the cars ahead. Maximize the race. That's how winning teams operate. But Ferrari didn't react. Not immediately. Not clearly. And every second mattered. Because while they hesitated, the race moved on. Gaps opened. Opportunities disappeared. And Hamilton knew it. You can feel it in the way he spoke. Not emotional, not explosive, controlled, sharp, because he wasn't just frustrated. He was pointing at something bigger than that moment. Because this wasn't about one overtake. It was about decision-making, or the lack of it. And that's the difference between a team that fights for wins and a team that watches them slip away. And this is where Hamilton's message becomes impossible to ignore, because what happened next proves it wasn't just frustration. It was reality. While Ferrari hesitated, the race kept evolving. Mercedes made the call. Lap 27. Undercut. Perfect timing. Perfect execution. And just like that, the race was decided. Antonelli jumps ahead, controls the pace, and never looks back. Now compare that to Ferrari in the exact same phase. No decisive move. No aggressive reaction. No clear priority between drivers. Instead, internal tension, uncertainty, and time slipping away. That's the difference. Not speed, not talent, decisions. Because Formula One at this level isn't just about having a fast car. It's about knowing exactly what to do at the exact moment it matters. Mercedes knew, Ferrari didn't. And Hamilton felt it from inside the cockpit. Because when you're in that car, you know when you're faster. You know when there's an opportunity. And you definitely know when it's being wasted. That's what makes his words so important. Because he wasn't guessing. He was experiencing it in real time. Now, add another layer to this. Because while Ferrari was dealing with internal confusion, their biggest technical weakness was starting to appear again. Degradation, the same pattern. Strong at the beginning, fading in the second half. Leclerc admitted it. The car had the pace early, but couldn't sustain it. And that changes everything. Because now Ferrari has two problems happening at the same time. A car that doesn't last, and a team that doesn't react. And when those two things combine, you don't just lose performance, you lose races. Exactly like Miami. Because think about it. Even if Ferrari had made the right call instantly, even if Hamilton had been released earlier, they still had to deal with a car that was losing grip lap after lap. Which means the problem isn't isolated. It's systemic. And that's what makes this dangerous. Because one issue can be fixed. Two connected issues define a team. And right now, Ferrari is being defined by both. And now, this is where the real problem inside Ferrari becomes impossible to hide. Because what happened in Miami isn't just about one bad call or one difficult race. It's about structure, about how the team actually operates under pressure. Because when everything is on the line, Ferrari hesitates. And hesitation in Formula One is fatal. Think about the moment again. Two drivers, one clearly faster, a simple decision to make. And yet nothing happens. Not fast enough. Not clean enough. Not decisive enough. That delay tells you everything. Because winning teams don't debate in those moments. They act. Immediately. Without doubt. That's how races are controlled. That's how championships are built. And Ferrari didn't do that. Now here's where it gets even more serious. Because this isn't just affecting results. It's affecting the drivers. Hamilton didn't just lose time. He lost trust. Because when a driver feels the team isn't reacting, something changes. Confidence drops. Communication becomes tense. And suddenly, every call from the pit wall feels uncertain. That's when performance starts to suffer even more. Now connect that with Leclerc. Because from his side, it's not simple either. He's fighting for position, managing his own race, dealing with a car that's losing grip. And at the same time, he's part of a situation the team isn't controlling properly. That creates tension, not just on track, inside the team. And Formula One history is very clear about this. When internal tension appears, performance follows it down. Always. Because instead of focusing on beating rivals, you start managing each other. And that's exactly what Ferrari was doing in Miami. Managing the situation, instead of attacking the race. Now compare that to what was happening ahead. Mercedes, clear decisions. McLaren, clean execution. No confusion. No hesitation. Just action. And that's why they finished ahead. Not because they were dramatically faster, but because they were sharper, more precise, more decisive. And that's the gap Ferrari can't afford right now. Because championships aren't decided by one big mistake. They're decided by moments like this. Small ones, where one team reacts and another one doesn't. So when Hamilton asked that question, are we racing each other or are we racing them? He wasn't just talking about that lap. He was describing Ferrari's entire problem. A team that hasn't fully decided how to win. And until they fix that, it won't matter how many upgrades they bring, how fast the car looks at the start, or how much potential they have. Because potential without execution always ends the same way, exactly like Miami. And this is where everything finally connects, because Miami didn't just expose a mistake. It exposed a ceiling, a limit to how far Ferrari can go with the way they are operating right now. Because when you look at the full picture, it's all there. A car that starts strong and fades when it matters most. Two drivers capable of fighting at the front, but held back by unclear decisions. A strategy that reacts instead of leading. And a moment where one simple call could have changed everything, but didn't. That's not bad luck. That's identity. And in Formula One, identity defines results. Now think about what comes next. More races, more pressure, more situations just like Miami. Because this doesn't go away. If anything, it gets worse. Because rivals are improving. McLaren is getting faster. Mercedes is already executing at the highest level. Even Red Bull is getting closer. And all of them have one thing Ferrari doesn't have right now. Clarity. They know exactly what to do when the moment comes. Ferrari still hesitates. And here's the most dangerous part. Because every time this happens, it leaves a mark. On the drivers, on the engineers, on the entire team. Because trust, once it starts to break, is very hard to rebuild. Hamilton feels it. You can hear it in his voice. Measured but direct. Not emotional but precise. Because he's not reacting to one race. He's recognizing a pattern. One he's seen before. One that doesn't lead to championships. And that's why his words matter so much. Because they didn't just describe a problem. They revealed it. Completely. So now, everything comes down to one question. Not about speed. Not about upgrades. Not even about strategy. About identity. What kind of team is Ferrari going to be? Because right now, they have everything they need to fight at the front. Except the one thing that actually wins races. Execution. And until that changes, it won't matter how close they get. Because in Formula One, being close is not enough. You either take the moment, or you lose it. And in Miami, Ferrari let it slip, right in front of them. And this is the moment where everything becomes clear, because what happened in Miami doesn't stay in Miami. It follows Ferrari, into every race, into every decision, into every critical moment where hesitation can cost everything. Because now, every team on the grid has seen it. They've seen how Ferrari reacts under pressure. They've seen the delay, the confusion, the lack of a clear priority when it matters most. And in Formula One, once your rivals see that weakness, they exploit it, relentlessly. Now imagine the next race. Same situation. Hamilton behind Leclerc again. Faster. Waiting. But this time, rivals already know what Ferrari might do. Or worse, what they might not do. That changes how races are fought. Because now, competitors can take risks Ferrari won't. They can make aggressive calls, knowing Ferrari might hesitate. They can push strategies harder, knowing Ferrari might react too late. That's how a weakness becomes a weapon, used against you. And this is why Hamilton's words go beyond frustration. Because he didn't just describe a problem, he exposed it to everyone. Now the pressure isn't internal anymore. It's external. Every camera, every radio message, every strategic call will be analyzed through that same question. Are they racing each other or the others? And that kind of pressure builds fast. Because if Ferrari gets it wrong again, it's no longer a mistake. It's confirmation. And confirmation in Formula One destroys confidence inside the team and outside it. Now bring this back to the championship, because time is already running out. Antonelli is pulling away. McLaren is closing in. Mercedes is executing perfectly. And Ferrari? Still trying to figure itself out. That's the real danger. Because while they're solving internal problems, everyone else is moving forward. And championships don't wait. They don't slow down. They don't give second chances. So now Ferrari faces a choice. Not about upgrades. Not about pace. About identity. Do they become a team that makes decisions instantly without doubt? Or do they stay exactly where they are? Fast, but ineffective when it matters most? Because if Miami proved anything, it's that the difference between winning and losing isn't always speed. Sometimes it's one decision, one moment, one call. And right now, Ferrari is still missing it.